Hey guys, in today's video we'll be going over Kazusa and Yoshimi's band versions, along with Akko. Alright, so here we are at the wiki. We're gonna look at Kazusa first, well, band Kazusa. And, well, the first thing to point out is she has pretty good affinity for the outdoors, and that she's kind of like an offensive skill kit. Or, her gear is offensive. Alright, you got gloves, you got the watch. But her skills are very supportive, right? So her EX skill gives you an attack speed buff. Her EX skill gives her an attack speed buff, and in doing so gives you 2 Sugar Rush stacks. The skill lasts 40 seconds. Honestly, the skill's fine. Obviously, you kind of want to max it to get the maximum Sugar Rush stacks. Right, you only get it at level 5, as you can see right here. Next up, her normal skill gives you an attack buff with like 9 seconds of downtime, which is not that bad, but it's okay. And then you get an attack speed buff on her passive skill, along with an additional damage buff for each Sugar Rush stack she has, which she only gets from her EX skill. So you do want to trigger this as much as possible. And since it stacks up to 2 times, you get up to 20% additional damage when attacking. This is probably the most important thing for her damage. And, well, actually the second thing is her weapon, right? You get explosive efficiency for a 2-star weapon, which is, honestly, this is really good. The problem is, her kit overall just doesn't do too much damage. Kazusa is a good supporter, but offensively, she's not a good damage dealer. Alright, next is Yoshimi. Same idea, she's an explosive special damage. She's an explosive damage type special armor character with, again, affinity for outdoors. But this time, she's got the hat, which I think it's a better offensive item because it has crit damage. Whereas the gloves are just crit rate, which you can kind of cheat out with like Aqua and stuff like that. Again, we have the watch and hairpin. Those are fine, those are pretty standard on good damage dealers. But actually, the important part is her skills her skills are actually really good. So her EX skill is 10 cost, which is like insanely expensive. I think because of this, it's hard to justify using Yoshimi most of the time in like normal content. But Fury of Set and maybe eventually a Total Assault or something, or like a Total Assault, she's worth using. It's gonna be hard to judge, but for now, she's kind of just relegated to Fury of Set. The skill Explosive Climax is just nuts. You get so much attack speed out of it, 112%, look at that, for 50 seconds. You get such a long uptime for this buff, and then you get additional 5 Sugar Rush stacks, which I think which amplify your damage based on every Sugar Rush stack, up to 8 stacks. So if you can get an additional extra like 3 stacks somehow. Her normal skill is very similar to Izuna's, where every certain number of hits, she'll do a nuke. And for this one, it's every 10 hits. But because she has 112% attack speed, with like, let's say, Kazusa's attack speed, this becomes really crazy. Passive skill is standard, just a normal attack buff. And the sub skill is just another nuke every time you trigger the normal skill 3 times. Obviously, this is going to be like 3 times as worse than this because this triggers way more than this. But it's still a good skill. Unique weapon-wise, Unique 2 gives her a ton of crit damage, which is probably going to be really important. So getting UE 2 is pretty decent for her because she's the best damage dealer for the explosion type Theory of Set. But if you don't have her maxed, maybe just borrow one. That's probably the better idea. And like get like Kazusa or something for the support. And lastly, we have Akko. This character doesn't need that much introduction. She's still like one of the best supports in the game. I think until recently, like maybe Kisaki is like, it's probably better. Kisaki's probably better. Her normal skills are just, standard. Tons of crit rate and crit damage buffs right here. You definitely want to max the skill. This heal is not that great. On her normal skill, every 45 seconds, it's kind of long. And then this extra healing doesn't, it's like whatever, it exists. And you get extra crit damage on her sub skill. This is honestly like everything you want in it from a support. The thing with her unique weapon though is you get extra healing, which I don't like that much. If she had buff time, that would be even better. But healing's okay. I mean, she doesn't really heal that well, so having this extra heal is nice. It's like sometimes when the damage is too high, you end up just bringing a healer and having Akko like be like a sub healer. But for the most part, Akko's just like the best support buffer in the game. The crit rate and the crit damage just are so good. I think if you can get Yoshimi to near max like at least 5-star, getting her is probably more important than having Kazusa or Akko. But if your friends list has like a maxed out Yoshimi, then pulling Kazusa is probably fine. She's like a better utility character anyways. Yoshimi is just kind of awkward because she's a 10 cost, it's kind of hard to get her skills off. And if you don't have Akko, like I did, consider getting her. She's really good. I'm gonna leave you with me clearing Furia set, I think it's stage 74, using basically with these 3 characters, Yoshimi, Kazusa, and Akko. Ari's here because she's cool.
いい感じですね。次もよろしくお願いします。